Hey guys, welcome to Gaming and Console Tech. I am Ash. Now back in the 90s we got the Sega Mega Drive Model 1, which was an awesome console. Now the only way to follow that up was with basically something that was a lot sleeker looking, but also fit into Sega's look as well, which would have been absolutely amazing, which they eventually did. Now that was the Sega Mega Drive Model 2, and honestly this is quite a sleek looking machine. By any means, it is one of the sleekest looking machines I've come from the 90s. It just looks so damn cool. Now, honestly, I still prefer the Model 1. That's just my preference. A lot of other people, I know a lot of other gamers do like this one. And honestly, this is the one I actually have hooked up here on this side, which is all good. And it's also the thing playing in the background, which is great. So why not? Let's take a look at this. So guys, here is the Model 2. Now, like I said, it is a sleeker design and it looks quite a lot better in a futuristic kind of way. Now, like I said previously, I prefer the Model 1. That's just my preference. But this one is a good looking machine in its own right. Now, the reason that I kind of have issues with Sega's scenario with these is because the Model 1 and the Model 2 both had different power adapters and AV cables with different connections on the back, which to me was a little bit of a weird one, but you know, everyone to their own. Sega had the same mentality about that. They just switched everything around for some reason, but we'll go into that in a minute. Whereas Nintendo back in the day, they used exactly the same cables for quite a few years where AV was concerned, so there you go. But let's take a look at this. Now, let's turn this baby around. On the back you have your AV and then your power. Like I said, they are different, which is a bit of a weird one. I don't understand why, but that's life, I suppose. And then turning it around, on the front they have centered the controller pods, which I do actually like on this. I like the fact that they've centered them instead of it being off to one side, but you know, that isn't enough to kind of justify this console for me, even though I've got one hooked up. Now, on the front, this one is a little bit scuffed. My god, it's one of the older ones I had, so bear with me. On the front you have your power, and then your reset button, and then obviously your cartridge slot. 16-bit, yeah, Sega. Let's face it, they had a habit of slapping stuff like that on their consoles, which was great. And then also Mega Drive 2 on the front of it as well. Like I said, this console is amazing in my view, but that being the fact, I'm going to get a game, stick a game in there. Why not? I'll do that. Earthworm Jim. Well, Earthworm Jim 2. Now, this being a Sega console, it was a very popular one. This one was, in my particular opinion, where Sega was at their best in the 16-bit era, and then obviously after this they kind of kept up with the Mega CD, the 32X, and then obviously moving on to what was to be the Sega Saturn, and we all know how that went. It went badly. Just in case everyone doesn't know, the Sega Saturn went very badly. Mainly because I think of a premature launch of them turning around and saying that it was available as soon as. Yeah, you don't do that. Not at an E3. It doesn't happen. But still, that was Sega, and that's exactly what they did. For some unknown reason, that's what they did. And honestly, I can't stress enough how much of a bad idea that was. But I think that's what ruined Sega in the end. And then obviously the Dreamcast came after this, but the 16-bit era, I think everyone can agree, is where Sega were at their best. So, honestly, this is why I like this generation. Whether it be Nintendo, whether it be Sega, whether it be, God forbid, Atari or any other company, but it was the best time for gaming in my opinion. So, there you have it guys, the Sega Mega Drive Model 2. Hope you've enjoyed. In the meantime, like, comment, subscribe, and I shall see you guys in the next video. And in the meantime guys, happy gaming.